This is my shelf of physical media. I love physical media, and I'm an avid supporter of it. Very recently, I acquired a new shelf that fits perfectly in the little space between my loft bed and my wall. I now had the perfect place to shelve DVDs and other stuff. I still had a handful from childhood, which went up on day one, and then later bought a bunch more. And there's quite a lot to go through. There's a bunch of DVDs, video games, and comic books to look at. It will treat this kind of like an iceberg video, I guess. I can go from the top row down. We'll be jumping around a lot of IPs in certain areas, so bear with me here. But without further ado, let's begin. First off, let's kick this off with an anime movie. My Hero Academia, You're Next, the 4th MHA movie in the series, taking place between season 6 and 7. Despite the weird squeeze in the timeline, I love this movie. Animation is stellar, the theater experience is phenomenal, and it looks really good on Blu-ray too. Love this one. Next up we have Godzilla Minus One on regular DVD. This movie is so good. My favorite Godzilla movie out of them all, and one of my Letterboxd 4 favorites. We'll be seeing the other 3 later on in this video too, so look out for those. Next up is Transformers 1, the regular DVD release. This movie is so good. Easily the best of the franchise, no question. So sad it flopped at the box office. We were robbed of that trilogy. It was so good. Up next is the S-Word Squad. Yes, I am avoiding that just to avoid any restrictions at all, you know. This is the Blu-ray release of the film. It is superior to the horrific 2016 film of the same name. God never jams. Next up, we have Sinners on DVD. This is my top 3 movies of 2025 so far, and it will likely stay there. This film is a masterpiece all the way through. Ryan Coogler cooked up a whole damn meal for this. It's so good. Here we have Shaun of the Dead, the regular DVD, and I think it might be the original printing as well. That being said, I still love this movie. Shaun of the Dead is a zombie classic. Now we have Iron Man on regular DVD. I think this might be the original print of the movie on home media, but I'm not sure. It still has Paramount on the logo. This is one of my favorite MCU movies, up there with Infinity War and the Guardians trilogy. Certified banger Marvel movie. Next we have John Wick Chapter 1 on DVD. I absolutely adore this franchise. I see all 4 mainland movies in this series as equally peak. They're just so good. I have yet to get the sequels in Ballerina on physical media, but one day I will. One day. Overall, a great movie. Up next we have Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl on regular DVD. This one was from childhood, and my parents actually kept a lot of them in a box for a while, so I was able to retrieve them and plug them on the shelf. One day I'd like to get either a whole trilogy box set or at least single copies of the 2nd and 3rd movies. Probably not 4 and 5, as I don't really care for those too much, but this is one of Disney's greatest movies in my opinion. Great. Here we have Avatar on Blu-ray. My parents also had this from years ago. I think this might be the original Blu-ray release, but I could be wrong. Easily some of the best visuals in cinema. I'm really excited for Fire and Ash in December. Hopefully I can pick up The Way of Water soon. Up next is The Accountant on Blu-ray. Very poorly aged graphic on this release with the puzzle pieces, but a solid movie regardless. I personally think the sequel is a lot better, but I say this movie is worthy of owning on DVD and Blu-ray. Hopefully they make a whole media run of the sequel. Pretty good. Here we have The Martian on Blu-ray and 3D as well. This is during that time period when a lot of people had 3D TVs, and my parents had one at the time. It wasn't really that good. And it's since been sold out and replaced. But the movie's still pretty good. Here we have Brave on DVD. The most Disney-feeling Pixar movie, if you know what I mean, but still good regardless. I think this might be the original home media release, but not too sure. As it was from my childhood, one of Pixar's greats. Up next we have Cars on DVD. I'm not sure when this copy was released, but I bought it at Target around 2014 or so, as my older copy was damaged. There's another one of my Letterboxd 4 favorites. We covered 2 of the 4 so far. You just can't go wrong with this movie. This is Pixar's greatest film in my opinion. Do not boo me, I am right. Next we have Cars Toon Mater's Tall Tales on DVD. Fun collection of shorts. This has all the shorts from up until Cars 2 released, and the later ones were just tacked on to random Pixar releases, I believe. But I'm glad to still have this DVD from my childhood still. Always like the behind the scenes bits. Here we have my original copy of Cars 2 on DVD. This case was water damaged and the graphic got all messed up. I don't remember how it happened specifically to cause this really, but yeah, I used to be obsessed with this movie and I don't know why. I personally nowadays think it's really bad. I wouldn't say it's Pixar's worst. There's a few that are worse than this. And my least favorite Pixar film will be revealed in an eventual Pixar movie ranking. And here we have Cars 3 on Blu-ray. I have a handful of nitpicks and critiques and problems with this movie, but I still think it's a lot better than the second one. However, Cars 3's solid. Here we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, the original Blu-ray release. I love this thing. Kid me went into this movie having zero knowledge of who any of these characters were, and I went out that theater absolutely loving all of them. James Gunn is just an absolute master at turning the most obscure characters from comics into household names that you can't help but love. I'm just really glad he got to finish this trilogy. I love it. And of course, I have Volume 2 on Blu-ray as well. This is also the original Blu-ray release. And I'd say I like this even more than the first one. To me, each Guardians film is better than the last. So hopefully I can pick up Volume 3 soon and complete the trilogy. Again, the gun never jams. And here we have the Star Wars original trilogy on Blu-ray. This and the last two were original from when I was younger, so I was able to retrieve them for the shelf. It's easily the best trilogy of the franchise, you just can't go wrong with the originals at all. And I did have the prequels on DVD at one point, but I cannot find them for the life of me, sadly. They've been lost, but I guess one day I might pick up new copies. Up next is The Avengers on Blu-ray. I think this is also the original Blu-ray printing. Another one of Marvel Studios' bangers. Not much else to say, really. Here we have Fantasia on DVD. This is not Fantasia 2000. Apparently this is the original version that my parents somehow had and kept after all these years. And I knew it was too good of passing up having on the shelf. So here we are with it. Up next is the Lego Movie on Blu-ray. It's also the original print, which I picked up in childhood. I consider this the definitive movie of the Lego Cinematic Universe and definitive Lego movie overall. I don't really care about the other ones too much, but Lego Movie 2014, instant classic. Here we have Black Panther on Blu-ray. Another best from Marvel Studios. Nothing much to say really, but it's a great one. Deadpool on Blu-ray, always a treat. Finding Nemo, the 2-disc collector's edition DVD release. Also a treat. Top 3 Pixar for me. Now we've arrived to the first of my handful of Thomas DVDs. Here is Tales on the Tracks, or From the Tracks, in a slim case. This and the next one came in a lot, and these two were the only damaged ones, surprisingly. I didn't bother returning them since the other ones were fine, and I only just want to keep it on the shelf. So yeah. Hooray for Thomas, but it's actually Make Someone Happy. This came with the wrong disc, but I see it worked out better in my opinion. Carnival Keepers DVD by 20th Century Fox also came in that same lot on the next handful. Weirdly, this one was in pristine condition. It still had the original pamphlet in there too, which you can just imagine how hard the nostalgia hit me. Pretty mid episodes I think, but nice cover art I guess. Nice aesthetics. Next is Thomas and the Jet Engine from Anchor Bay. I always like the Anchor Bay DVDs. Nostalgia is very strong here. We also have Thomas Gets Bumped from Anchor Bay as well, another banger DVD. Thomas and the Special Letter from Anchor Bay, complete with Birdie staring right into my soul. And here is Thomas Gets Tricked from Anchor Bay. Weird cover, but good episodes. Funnily enough, when I watched it for the first time in years, I found out this is I think it's the exact same quality rip from the original VHS release, which is pretty cool. You know, gives a nice aesthetic to it. And here is Thomas's Trusty Friends and On-Site of Thomas in a 2-pack from Anchor Bay. Pretty much all the pack episodes on one disc. Pretty cool. 10 Years of Thomas in a slim case. A banger DVD from childhood. Really made me want to go to Strasbourg so badly. I still do, honestly. Strasbourg Thomas is just so cool. One day, though. One day. The only Thomas movie I own. The Great Discovery, printed by Lionsgate. This is a top 3 Thomas movie right here. Love this one. The last Thomas DVD I have currently is Percy's Ghostly Trek from Anchor Bay. Amazing DVD here. All good episodes on this one. Moving away from Thomas DVDs, we have The Batman on Blu-ray. Easily the best live-action Batman movie. The Dark Knight can suck it. Great watch on Halloween. Always love this one. No, I am not for merging this universe with DCU. That's not happening. Up next is Demon Slayer the movie Mugen Train on Blu-ray. This used to be my favorite anime movie up until Infinity Castle completely blew it out of the water. Regardless, I still love this movie. S-tier movie. Demon Slayer is just so good, man. Here is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie on Blu-ray. Such a shame this movie went through so much hell just to get released, considering it's the first fully animated and theatrically released Looney Tunes movie. Here is Jujutsu Kaisen 0 on Blu-ray. This is the prequel movie for the main series, and it's also really good. Animation is great, and the character work is just phenomenal. Up next is a bit of an older movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off on DVD. One of the classics. I see this as essential viewing for anyone trying to see movies in general, I guess, you know? It's just a lot of fun, you know? Next up is My Adventures of Superman Season 1 on DVD. I absolutely love this series. It is so good. Hopefully Season 2 gets a home media release. Maybe even Season 3 once that comes out. I'm still waiting for that. We need more of this show. Up next is The Naked Gun Trilogy on DVD. I'm pretty sure this DVD was literally everywhere at one point, but I only got it very recently. I never really care for cop movies too much, but this trilogy just hits different. Comedy is top notch, and the new one starring Liam Neeson is actually really good too. In fact, I'd say it's my personal favorite of the series, and I'll get the DVD of that hopefully soon. Here we have The Mask on DVD, based on the Dark Horse comic run of the same name, focusing on specifically Stanley Ipkiss' story. Another classic movie. Up next is Wednesday Season 1 on Blu-ray. Yes, this is real. Netflix did do a physical media release, shockingly enough. I don't think the series is absolutely amazing or mind-blowing or anything, but it's fun enough to own a DVD. Hopefully Season 2 gets a home media release as well. Here's my favorite movie currently, Superman on Blu-ray. Gun never jams. This movie is everything we needed from DC and more. It is just so good seeing a DC movie in theaters, and it's actually good, you know? I've honestly liked DC more than Marvel, if I'm being honest. In the DCEU era made it very hard to stay with DC, but now I'm actually able to enjoy DC for once, you know? And I cannot wait for what the DCU holds in store for us. And this is the third movie on my Letterboxd 4 favorites. The next movie we're looking at is the fourth. And that fourth movie on my Letterboxd favorites is Flow. This is the Blu-ray release, and also the 2024 Oscar winner for Best Animated Picture. And this movie 100% deserved it. It is so beautiful. It's so hard to believe this whole thing was animated in Blender. Blender, for crying out loud. And yes, this is the fourth on my Letterboxd 4 favorites. Here we have The Wild Robot on DVD. DreamWorks peaked here. There, I said it. They freaking peaked here. A beautiful movie with such a heartfelt story. I cannot wait for the sequel. And hopefully they adapt the third book as well. Because yes, this is a book series that they're adapting. So we have a possibility of a trilogy here. I feel like it'd be great. Next up, we have The Road to El Dorado on DVD. The best 2D DreamWorks film right here. Another classic. Also, Chell though. Here is Frieren Beyond Journey's End Season 1 Part 1 on Blu-ray. Frieren is currently my favorite anime series, although that usually changes, but right now it's Frieren. And I cannot wait for Season 2 in January. And of course, I also have Season 1 Part 2 on Blu-ray. Also good episodes. And with that, we have now covered all my DVDs and Blu-rays of movies and shows on the shelf. Now let's move down level to the comic books. I've only gotten into reading comics very recently, and I have been hooked. Over the past few weeks, I just bought as many comics volumes as I could. I also have a couple of single issues as well, and we'll go in order of which I bought them. First up, we have Miles Morales Spider-Man number 30 by Cody Ziglar, Andrea DeVito, and Luigi Zagaria. Hope I'm pronouncing those names right. This was actually a gift from my sister when she visited a comic shop while visiting New York City, and that was just So nice of her. And this issue is pretty fun too. I haven't followed this series at all, but I do want to start one day though. Looks promising. Next we have Transformers number 17 by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. This is from the Skybound Transformers run, which is just so good. And I hope to buy the omnibuses once they release and have a full proper read of the series. I also have issue 18 as well. Rest assured, once I get those omnibuses, I will do 100% full proper reading one day. This run is just so good. And here we have the first volume of the collection. Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1 by Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman, Mattia De Luis, and Jordi Belair. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing those right. And this is the first 7 issues in one book. Absolute Universe is just so good. And this run got me hooked on it. And I'll pick up Volume 2 once they release next year. And I'll eventually get around to reading the issues that are currently out online somewhere. Kelly Thompson is just cooking up greatness here. The next volume, and the one after this, I bought very recently and got me fully hooked into it since it's the Halloween season now. Here we have Batman The Long Halloween by Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. This story is just phenomenal. Every single thing in this book is just so good. Absolutely one of my favorites at the moment. It is just so freaking good. And of course, I also got Batman Dark Victory at the same time. The direct sequel, also done by Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. This book is also really good. I wouldn't say it's above Long Halloween, I'd say they're more even. But I personally prefer the cover art for this one. I like the colors and stuff. But overall, another great read. Next up is my current favorite comic run at the moment. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Quote unquote written by a certain war criminal I don't want to name. And illustrated by Bilquis Evely. And colored by Matthias Lopes. I hope I'm pronouncing those right. I'm not sure if I'm getting the names right. This run is just so freaking good. I just love how different Kara is from Clark. It is really nice to see that. And the art is the best I've seen in the comic book so far. And this book is actually a major inspiration for next year's Supergirl movie, which is going to be directed by Craig Gillespie and star Millie Alcock as Supergirl. Rest assured, I will be there no matter what. Especially after reading this comic. Movie is going to be great. Next, we have Absolute Batman Volume 1 by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta. I'm pronouncing that right too. I'm actually still reading this as of recording this, and will likely be done by the time this video goes up. But so far, this is really good too. I can really see why issue 1 is getting a 9th reprint, which is insane. This comic run is so good. Absolute Batman's great. I also have a bunch more coming in, but as of recording, they have not arrived yet, but I'll just list them off here. I have ordered and are about to receive All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison, Superman Smashes the Klan by Gene-Lin Yang, Absolute Superman by Jason Aaron, Iron Man by Spencer Ackerman, Kingdom Come by Mark Waid, Deceased by Tom Taylor, Harley Quinn and Power Girl by Amanda Connor, and Guardians of the Galaxy by Brian Michael Bendis. Yeah, I'm just loving comic books now. Now I move down to the video games on my shelf. I don't have a whole lot of games really. I mean, I don't collect them per se, but these are mostly old ones from childhood. First up, we have Cars 2 the video game for the Xbox 360. The original slip-in cover art was damaged, so I made a new one when I was 15, which explains why it looks like this. And honestly, this game is so much better than the movie. This game is so much fun. I love playing with my siblings. It is really great. Up next is LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes, also for the Xbox 360. The best LEGO Batman game out there, easily. Nice game to play. Can't go wrong with it. Here we have the LEGO Movie video game for the Xbox 360. Honestly, I think this is the best LEGO video game out there, at least out of the ones I've played. It's just so much fun, like all different worlds you can explore and all different levels, the customization, everything is just so good. Up next is SpongeBob SquarePants Plankton's Robotic Revenge for the Xbox 360. Another one from childhood that my brother had and he gave it to me for the shelf. This game I remember being very short. I haven't played it since we got it. But I still consider this inferior to Battle for Bikini Bottom. I think it's just okay. And here we have what I think is the first ever video game I ever played on any console. Xbox Live Arcade for the Xbox 360. This is basically just a bunch of little games built in, and Feeding Frenzy was always my favorite of the bunch. Classic. Here is Kinect Joyride for the Xbox 360, during that era of Kinect games in its height. And these were just so much fun. It's a great racing game. But I personally prefer the other one, that being Kinect Adventures, which I also have for the Xbox 360. This one just holds so many childhood memories for me. Nostalgia is so strong. The final game we'll look at is actually not a 360 game, but a Nintendo Switch 2 game, Mario Kart World. I had to get this and the console separately instead of bundled due to a lot of lack of availability, which hurt my wallet exponentially, as you can imagine. But at least the game is fun. Also, Arrow Daisy. And that, my friends, is all my physical media on my shelf at the moment. To how people say, I still see physical media as extremely important. And I personally prefer actually owning the movies, shows, games, and comics that I love. I feel it's important to preserve what you can. I hope this video was sort of a palate cleanser for you all. I always want to have that variety in my content. Thank you all, as always, for watching, and I will see you all same time next week.